Hi, this is Mark with brief analysis for the week commencing 13th of June. I've been away this weekend coaching my local island football team, and I've just got back now, and it's very late and it's near the market open. And my analysis on a Sunday normally takes me about 5 hours, including the video, and I'm doing this in half an hour. So this is a rush, and therefore you need to be a little bit careful with this tomorrow. But this is the Euro USD, and this is from August last year, August to September time. Most signal services that I watched lost money at this time of year, and many traders stopped trading or lose money. The reason why I'm showing you this is there's a World Cup on at the moment, and I'm not sure if it's going to have an effect. But we have had in the last week or so lots of things happening on a very simplistic level, which is simply bounces off support and resistance. So if you struggle with all the indicators in Forex and all these EMAs and all the lines and the Bollinger Bands, then you can go to a far more simplistic method and look here. And this area here, we start here, support and resistance from mid-August. Price comes down to this area, bounces off it, moves away. And each of these bounces, this is a 4-hour chart, is 40 pips. You could have longed it here, 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 and made 40 pips every time. And on this occasion, you've left a bit in, there was 170. You short here, you have opportunities to short around here later, it comes back down again, you long. And now you have even further confidence because you have the 200 EMA just below there. And remember, I look for multiple reasons. This area was 4,200 on a euro. So price is coming down to 4,200, supported by loads of EMAs, and is bouncing off. So you could have longed here again. That one went 170 pips. Now you may have shorted this one depending on your stop. The stop here, if you had, you should have won 25, 30 pips. You should be taking more than that. And again, you have the opportunity here 1 or 2, 3 times, and eventually it comes back down here. So simple bounces off support and resistance. Does it always work? Of course not. But eventually it will break, and then a new area of support and resistance will form. But the good thing is, if you have a stop, let's say for example here we put the stop below the EMA, we're risking 30 odd pips for a potential 175 pip gain. So if you are risking 1 to 5, shall we say, then you don't have to win that many trades. You win 3 and 5 and you are in profit. And I suspect that this may be about to happen now. Now, last week and the last 2 weeks, on the beginning of each week, I've said to you when price is down here, if price gets up here, I look to short. And had you done that a week ago, your short would have gone 340 pips. And I'd mentioned this in the update on Thursday for Friday to my followers and said, look for a short around 4775. 1.4775. And I tell my followers to look for 15, 20 pips below a possible area to allow a little bit of breathing room. But here, if we look on the daily chart, we were looking for a bounce off here, and it happened the week before as I've shown you, and the week before as I've shown you, that move went 400 pips. Now, had you taken this trade on Friday, this move went 260 pips. The interesting thing for me, there are a number of things here. One, this is a messy flag pattern, but this is starting to look as though it's going sideways. You see here, and if we take this down to a 4-hour, there are similarities now with the chart I've just shown you. And what we have an upper area of resistance. So again, this is an area I will be interested if price gets back up to, because it's been very important, and price is then coming down. We could say 4,500 has been important, and if that was to break, then we look for bounces off this trend line, and this trend line goes back to the 18th of May. So this is a trend line. So the areas of interest are bounces up, bounces down, bounces up, bounces up. The alternative, if later in the week price is to break through here and close above it, we'd consider a long. But this is in a long-term downtrend, and as you know by now, I rather trade with the trend. Euro USD, said last week that look for a pullback, and this was the beginning of the week to 120.140. I think it hit it almost to the pip, and you could have taken this on a weekly trade. So again, we're looking here. On Thursday, had the opportunity to short it, and on Friday, had the opportunity. The only thing is, I mentioned the other day, there is MACD divergence on the Euro daily. We are now in what could be a triangle breakout. We almost have a 5-8 cross here. This could be about to move back up. But just above here we have the monthly, so let me check it hasn't moved, the monthly 200 EMA. So what's going to happen? Well, again, look at this here. This is a 4-hour euro. Price is clearly on multiple occasions bouncing off this line and on multiple occasions bouncing off here. Could it go through? Of course it could. But we are in a long-term downtrend with a trend line coming down, and if we are to get a triangle breakout from here, as I've shown you on numerous occasions lately, we look for price to break through here to pull back with a view to a fall. And the theory of the triangle breakout suggests that this move could be 500 pips down here. So, lots of interesting things going on, and this is the 4-hour euro. I've just shown you how these multiple bounces here and bounces off here, and this is simply trading bounces off support and resistance. Similarly on the Swissy, I was telling you all last week. Now, one interesting thing on the Swissy, I was telling you on Thursday, look for a bounce back up off this Bollinger Band, because this Bollinger Band at the time was pointing steeply up. This is known as a never in a million years band, and what normally happens, price comes down, touches the Bollinger or near as damn it, and will bounce back off. Now, there is an interesting scenario here on the Aussie dollar yen. Now, Aussie dollar yen, at the moment, this current move, if it breaks back up, and it has closed above the 78.6, this is beginning to look like a possible reversal. However, this has been going on for a few months, and to me, this is still in a downtrend. If we take it over the overall move, then we are down here. Now, this area, this is a never in a million years Bollinger Band, meaning that if price comes and bounces up to this area Monday or Tuesday, then I will be looking to short. And we have a previous area of support and resistance. We have a 55 EMA that has just crossed the 200, which is very significant. We have a never in a million years Bollinger Band, and we have a weekly, check again, 55 EMA. In other words, there are loads of things going on here. Up above here, we then have a lot of EMAs from longer time frames. But at this moment in time, I'm interested in here. And if we're looking for bounces, counter trend bounces, I would only stake half. But bounces back up now. This 75.50 for a few days last week, we were taking bounces off. We've now broken up. We will need pullback. And this area here will be highly important because of the fact it has a number of reasons, support and resistance, and we also have this trend line, and possibly even take this trend line back down here. So, look for bounces off support and resistance. I'll do a far more detailed update for you tomorrow, but hopefully some of you caught the move that I'd suggested on Thursday. And again, all we're looking for, guys, is 1 or 2 decent trades in a week, and we can make 200 or 300 pips from moves that we are predicting 4 or 5 days in advance. This move here was predicted here, and that's 300 pips. 300 pips, major support and resistance. We're looking for a bounce back down. So it is not difficult. It is not needed to be overcomplicated. Look at this at the market open. Watch what happens with this daily Bollinger. If it stays like this or pushes even further down, suggests it has further to fall. The 5-8 cross is almost forming now. And another area, of course, to consider for a pullback possibly is at 146. But look for bounces of support and resistance, and I will give you a more detailed update tomorrow. Catch you later.